Good afternoon and welcome to The Flash, the news in a moment. It's 6 o'clock in this beautiful day, the July 16 here in Tijuana. The weather is 24 degrees and it's a sunny day. Now, time for the news. Our star reports today is Jared Rodriguez with the National International. The National is the report in the airport of Mexico City and the border of United States. And Eduardo Bowser bringing us today a political fable study and in sports, the life of Cristiano Ronaldo and some stars. And to finish, an interview with the medical student who helped the tents in the most dangerous zone of Tijuana. Today is a good day, and now we started with the program.
Good morning. I will start talking with very surprising news. I didn't want to die like they kill here. This is the story of a person at Mexico City airport. A Venezuelan migrant rescued by the police denunced a traffic ring at the Benito Juarez airport operated by the drug cartel. Alejandro arrived in Mexico City like so many other migrants, fleeing a reality that was suffocating him. Like so many others, on his arrival he was greeted by the most violent face in Mexico. It took 4 hours in the country to distort his illusion of a better life to a much less ambitious one, preserving life. He was kidnapped at the airport in the capital by those who had just promised him a chance for the future. In less than it takes a tourist to leave the building, the young Venezuelan was kidnapped and headed over to a gang of hitmen from a drug cartel. Like Phil with his luck, 6 days later he was rescued by the police from a house where members of one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the country operate. According to El País in an interview, Alejandro says he didn't want to die as they usually kill here. Alejandro is not his real name. He prefers to protect it for fear that the poster will coincide with him again. Finally, Alejandro mentioned that he no longer wants to stay in the country. You bring all your hopes, your resources put into this journey, and it is very devastating. His future holds a judicial process in which he have to face alleged members of a cartel that in recent times have gained a reputation for being one of the most bloodthirsty. Every time he thinks about it, a paralyzing fear enters him. I know that my life is danger. The only thing I want now is to stay alive. Well, this was very shocking news, and all this happened because a person wants to get ahead with his life. But had Alejandro prevented or asked what he was getting into, it is possible that his bad experience would not have happened. In the other news, the city of Loa will donate resources to Texas to fight delinquency on the border with Mexico. Loa will provide Texas State Patrol troops, members of a tactical team, command personnel, and an investigator. Loa will provide police officers, as well as his team, to Texas to combat and regulate crime on the border with Mexico without the need for payment. Documents released this Monday, July 12th, revelate although a spokesman for the governor of Loa indicate that it's possible that Texas does refund your money. Under the agreements, Loa argues that it will dispatch state patrol troops, members of tactical team, command personnel, and investigators to Texas. The total figure was crossed out in the documents, but officials in the past mentioned sending 25 to 30 officers from the local Department of Public Safety for a 2 week mission. Texas and Arizona asked the other states to absorb the cost associated with this mission for the good of the country, according to the documents. Lowe is donating these resources, says one of the agreements signed by the director of the Lowe Department of Safety and Emergency Day, July 2, and released on Monday, July 12, under public transparency laws. Pat Garrett, as a spoken for Gov. Kim Reynolds, said the documents don't necessarily mean that Texas will not eventually reimburse Loa for the expenses. He stated that nothing is final until we finish the mission. It is possibly the first time that LOA has intervened in these problems, and will send polite resources out of state since it joined the interest agreement in the 19th. Other Republican governors promised to send troops to the border, including those from Florida, Nebraska, Idaho, and Ohio. This news is very good for a country Mexico because we are receiving hate from the United States. And if LOA had not helped us with these resources, it is possible that crime on the border of Mexico was existing.
The weather. This weekend, the maximum for Tijuana is 25 degrees in the Friday, with a minimum of 17 degrees. At will party glow, but don't worry, the probability for rain is low, 10%. Saturday and Sunday have the same forecast, with the 25 and 17, but with a sunny day. So this perfect day to go out. But please use all health protocols. Stay safe. Now, Eduardo, give us a report about politics.
Hello everyone, hello Alexis, hello Jared. Today I bring you information from an impulse and genetic study that came out 2 weeks ago in the US, Canada, China, Colombia, Greece, Japan, Switzerland, Turkey, and the United Kingdom, where according to a review of 69 studies conducted, propensity found that psychological punishment such as spanking is detrimental to the development and well-being of children, say lead author Elizabeth Garshoff, professor of human development and family science at the University of Texas at Austin. The study found that children who were physically punished behaved worse regardless of their gender, race, or ethnicity. Until 2017, around 63% of children between the age of 2 and 4, or about 250 million children living in countries that allowed spanking and were regularly subjected to physical punishment by their caregivers, according to UNICEF. The group of pediatricians suggests to adults who care for children to use healthy forms of discipline, such as positive reinforcement of appropriate behaviors, setting limits, and setting expectations, and not use spanking, hitting, slapping, threats, insults, humiliations, or degrading attitudes.
Thanks for that amazing job. Now, please tell me about the sports. What happened out there? This is an awesome week for the sports.
Absolutely, Alexis. Italy champion of Europe, Argentina with Messi champion of America. But today we are going to talk about a specific topic. I think we all have a notion of who is Cristiano Ronaldo, the Portuguese footballer categorized as one of the best footballers in the world. Recently, a study of his mentality came out despite the fact that his father was an alcoholic and that he could turn me into a delinquent because he was someone very poor, despite that his neurology led him to improve his person day by day. For Cristiano Ronaldo, it was his desire to become the greatest footballer in history. His mindset and work ethic focus on always pushing yourself harder to stay one step ahead of everyone, rather than waking up and crazy hours and doing rigorous workouts. It is his elite mentality that makes him different from other sportsmen and puts him in the pantheon of the greatest alongside Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, Michael Phelps, and Will Smith, to name a few.
Thanks, Eduardo. Now I'll start the section of health and wellness. 1. Only 1 hour is enough for the things and the screens. Regulating the family devices is a topic so common in these days. Parents trying everything to deal with that. This impulse in the board for the concert the academic performance of teens. The expert says 1 hour spent in the front of the devices are adequate for the teens. This investigation stems from the result of the teens who use their devices for social media, video games, and internet for a long time have a significantly lower grades and things scored. According to Vivian Woolley Anthony, professor at Rutgers University, during the COVID-19 pandemic, technology has been essential to facilitate remote learning. At the same time, he's a growing concern that excessive technology use, particularly for entertainment, may adversely affect children's education development by facilitating unreasonable study habits or detracting from the time spent from learned activities. The research noticed a tendency in the boys; they are the most affected as a consequence of the lower school engagement levels compared with the girls. It is easy for children to move across the education and entertainment platforms during learning without alerting teachers or adults to alternative activities, says Anthony. The findings suggest that parents place time limit on their children's interactive technology use, and that parents and teachers should help children to develop an effective time management and self-regulation skill to reduce their release of technology. Now we know what need to do with the technology and themes.
Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, a paralyzed a man who lost his ability to speak has been given a voice again after science implanted a device to decode his brain waves, a potentially game-changing medical breakthrough for a person who cannot communicate due to stroke, accidents, or illness. Edward Chang, a neurologist who led to a work at the University of California in San Francisco, said the speech neurophysics enabled the man in his late 30s to communicate in sentences by translating signals from his brain to the vocal tract into text or a computer screen. The device was tested on a man who had a massive brainstem stroke more than 15 years ago, damaging the link between his brain, vocal tract, and limbs. He previously used a pointer attached to a baseball cap to select letters on a screen to communicate, researchers say.
For the last section, we have a great interview with the medical student David Bojorges. He has a great experience working in the neglected areas of the last year. Part of his job in the area was giving medical attention to young people. Thanks for being here in the Flash today, David. I know you are a busy man, but more with the college and professional projects, and appreciate the time that you give us. So now the first question is, why do you choose medicine? Do you see something in the career that catch you, like help others, in this case the community of Tijuana? Or what do you say, and this is for me? What happened there?
Hello Alexis, it's a pleasure to be here on your show. Well, regarding to this question, medicine, it's not something you choose per se. I think this career, as you call it, it is more a lifestyle, a way of living. This passion you feel when you have the opportunity to help other people to feel and get better, it's priceless. It is important to remark that this passion is built through the pass of time. It is not in the short term. Because you have it in your inner, you just have to feel it in your heart, and it will be there.
Wow, thanks for a great answer. Thank you for sharing with us and our viewers. And the second is, how does it feel work in this area with so many dangers around you? Did you aspirate this year doing the right thing and our dreams make it worthy?
Well, answering to this question, in my experience, when you work so near, so close with the needy people, because I don't like to call them the low class or the poor, because they're human beings and they deserve respect. So, as I was saying, when you are in direct contact with them, you develop a feeling, a sentiment of closeness. And that spark makes you want to do everything you can to support them, to lend them a hand so they can keep going with their lives in a more worthy and comfortable manner. Answering to your last question, yeah, absolutely. It's praiseworthy, noble, and honorable. It was great to talk with you. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and Good luck in your future.
Well, thanks for this short but perfect time. Good luck for you too. See you later. Now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for all viewers, and I hope you tune in the next Monday with more news in the flash, news in the moment. See you.